We got Marlon Chito Vera plus 150 against Cory Sandhagen minus 175. I feel like Chito should be like at least 36 years old for how many fights he has in the UFC. It's fucking incredible, but they're the same fucking age. Cory Sandhagen was on the kickboxing scene before he ended up, breaking into the UFC, and into the MMA scene. So I think we're dealing with an MMA lifer versus, one of the most technical, beautiful strikers we've ever seen from distance. I mean, Cory Sandhagen, the dude throws 17 strikes per minute at distance, and he's landing 7. And this is a guy that has 126 minutes of UFC fight time. So you want to talk about one of the pace masters. He does it at 42%, and his defense is great too. So I got to say, Cory Sandhagen, he's a magician out there. But Chito, that dude, since going over to Ruka Sport, I mean, damn, his boxing's like, he was always like a nasty striker, but I feel like his boxing technique and his footwork has just really come along recently. And he connects it all with his kicks, as always. That was kind of the missing piece, was a bit more of like a technical boxing approach. And am I crazy for saying I think Chito's actually solid in the fucking center, bro?
Moving to Jason Perillo's camp absolutely revolutionized the way he throws a punch. And you've seen it. You've seen the devastation across this winning streak. So, right. TB, are you still going with your breakdown?
Yeah, man. Yeah. So, at the end of the day here, I know what the numbers say. I know what it says, but I don't know any human being that wants to be locked in a cage with Chito Vera for 25 minutes. Listen, we could go a little narrative city. We could say whatever we want about past Cory Sandhagen performances. The matter of the fact is, the only way this guy's ever been finished is by submission, but that wasn't the only ever time that he got put in a deep choke. So if I'm going to get a little crazy, I think that Chito's got a chance to snatch the back here. Cory Sandhagen, every time he gets up, every time, he's on the mat and he's working back to his feet, or he throws a spinning attack, he gives up his back. And Chito's showing some of the slickest back takes. You go back, watch that Andre Ewell back take. Like, it was either end of round 1 or 2. I've never seen someone like sidestep a strike, get to the back, get a violent choke. And I'm not saying, okay, listen, I know it's Andre Ewell.
Very similar body type, though, to your crazy tinfoil hat theory point.
Right. So apparently TB is echoing. I have no idea why that is. I appreciate you, Mushroom.
I don't. Oh, didn't hear it on my end.
To the people. So who knows? But
people, that's horrible.
I want to apologize if I am, but at the end of the day here, I think Chito at plus 150, Chito inside the distance, or me fucking playing Chito sub at plus 650 as it moves to plus 850. Hope you guys waited and play it, at that point. But I think Cory Sandhagen's not going to get knocked out by strikes. So I think he could get hurt, but I think a club and sub is more likely than seeing Cory Sandhagen finish. So, but I think you can scale it any which way you want. But I got to be on Chito this week, man. I gotta.
These boys, I'll even start by saying these boys are both absolutely tough as nails, gamers, dogs. They got that dog, however you want to put that, right? These guys, absolutely two of the best, most technical strikers in the UFC. Cory Sandhagen, unbelievably unconventional in the way that he can switch stances, change his movements, throw spinning attacks. You said it all there, TB. One of the things that I think you highlighted well, and it's one of the things that I think Chito Vera does extremely well, is that Cory Sandhagen in the TJ Dillashaw fight, he's making fight IQ mistakes, whether it's spinning when he shouldn't, shooting when he shouldn't, not getting up versus an injured TJ when he should be, right? Rolling on the ground. He just was making some of those technical mistakes that, whichever way you want to call Robert. I don't agree with any of that stuff. Close fight. But to me, when you had an injured fighter and you had the ability to have those changes and you don't make those adjustments, I see it as a problem. And I see Chito Vera as a guy that it just is absolutely devastating as he turns it on. Yes, he's a slow starter, but just not somebody you want to make a mistake with. He's somebody like Alexa Grasso is doing the commentator stuff as well, seeing the octagon from another angle, just doing all the right things. And
A plus fucking point, Guru. I didn't even think about that.
Yeah,
that's fire.
I kind of thought about
I love Alexa Grasso.
Yeah, and listen, and she pulled off something incredible. So I just think that Chito. We all know Chito's a dog. We know Chito is rightfully the underdog because Cory Sandhagen will be the minute winner, and that's how it has to be. He was Dominic Cruz is the minute winner versus Chito Vera. So that's what anybody that's betting Sandhagen, and most likely betting Sandhagen by decision here because Chito Vera's never been finished. That's how you're handicapping it. You're just expecting Cory Sandhagen to outpace him, and Marlon never lands that shot. But let me just be quite clear with you. If it's fairly even on the feet, and sure, Sandhagen is winning the minutes, but Marlon is still somehow able to win the moments, you could hear some Sunday bullshit chatter. Oh, it was a robbery, blah, 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 and Chito wins a close split or something.
Right. You know what? This fight is like, whose line is it anyways? The stats are made up and they don't matter. It's like the one fight where you can just throw them out the window.
No, I don't. Listen, I wouldn't go that far, but I would say that the finishing equity is in Chito, and I would say that if you like, I like the Chito by submission, grandma's couch cushion play plus 850, and otherwise, listen, I don't hate anybody going Cory Sandhagen and Sandhagen by decision, but I'll be quite honest, that's all I hear. But it's been like 7-8 minutes, way too long. Please, Wiz, take me away. I don't know why I did that. That's secret. I don't know. We're going. Let's go, Wiz. Let's go, Wiz. Come on.
Excellent breakdown from you guys. Here's the thing with this fight. The way I look at it is Cory Sandhagen, as you mentioned, great striker. He's probably going to be the better striker in this matchup. He's going to be the minute winner in this matchup. He does have the moment winning potential, and I think that's what a lot of people are overlooking. The man is finishing his fights at a 63% rate, if I remember correctly. 33% by knockout and 20% actually by submission. So that's 53%. My bad. But yeah, he's an equal opportunity finisher. It's 50-50 in these fights. Obviously, Chito hasn't been finished in the UFC cage for a little bit. So it's like you got to think that Cory's only path to victory is decision, but I tend to disagree with that analysis just because of his track record and being able to outpace people. Yeah, I get it. Chito does have the cardio to go with it, so it's not like he's gonna fall off of a cliff. Let's not forget in that fight with Don Cruz, who won the first 3 rounds. I mean, it was almost unanimous on the scorecards that Dominic won almost all 3 rounds. So you really gotta worry about Chito when he's going up against someone that's younger in age by a lot, the Dominic Cruz at least, and has that crazy durability that we've seen in the octagon in Cory Sandhagen. I don't think he's going to be able to find that kill shot. I think if you want to find a finish here, you probably want to take a long shot and bet on the Sandhagen submission. That's what I personally am looking at for a long shot play. I'm forgetting the odds off the top of my head for that submission line. But for me, I'm all over Cory Sandhagen in this fight. If you got him at that plus 150 to plus 155 range, once it hit that key resistance support number, you did well. And even at this current price around minus 170, I think it's still fine. So give me Cory Sandhagen. I think he does win by decision, but I wouldn't sleep on the finishing potential.
All right. I could totally see that. And like we said, I mean, listen, when I was originally breaking down this fight with Guru, just looking at the stats on the paper, I mean, that's straight up what I told him. I said, we might not want to say it, but I think Cory might just win a decision if everything plays out the right way. But I mean, it's that gut feeling. It's that ultimate kickback that sometimes you just got to listen to. And
I'm just not sold. And again, I really like Cory. It's the kind of guy you kind of want to get a beer with and just like chop it up. He's got an interesting perspective on life. I just think that like Song Yadong, right? He finishes Song Yadong with, by the way, doctor stoppage cut. And Song Yadong just wants to stand right in front of you and brawl. And we knew that. And then what? Then he knocks out Frankie Edgar, the corpse of Frankie Edgar. I'm sorry, buddy. And who? Marlon Moraes, who gets concussed when his head hits the pillow. It's not. I'm not sold. Yes, and you want to go all the way back to Mario Batista's submission? Yeah, that was slick, dog. That's cool. But kid's young. He made a mistake. Everybody does that. I'd think that fight would be a little bit more interesting if it played out again now, even though it's just 4 years later. Just like I'm sure Cory Sandhagen would think his fight with Aljamain Sterling, if it played out now, would happen differently. And that's fine. That's the game. but I just think Marlon's too fucking tough. So I understand all that, and I'm leaning with the dog just because I think he's got that metal, man. Like I said, Sandhagen, I felt maybe wilted a little in that TJ fight, and that's really it. Right? I mean, in the Yan fight, where he just kind of got downloaded by a guy that started slow and got picked apart and hurt. Tough guy. Wasn't in jeopardy of being finished ever. We weren't worried about that, but I mean, Yan put work on him. Difference, of course, would be Chito Vera probably has less pace than Yan, but tell that to Marab.
Yeah, I get it. And Wiz, any last points before we carry on along here to our amazing co-main event?
No last points. Or actually, I mean, I just think I'm just gonna reiterate the striking difference with these guys. One guy lands 1 million strikes per minute, and then the other guy is just waiting for a kill shot. Look at that Dominic Cruz fight and count the significant strikes in those 4 or 3.5.
Oh, dude, I remember watching
89 to 54, and he outthrows 245 to 146. So
almost doubles them.
Yeah, I mean, you see that also against Rob Font. Rob Font legitimately throws double the strikes, 496 strikes. Frankie Edgar, underthrows for that.
And that's interesting because Cory Sandhagen doubles up Song Yadong.
Listen, even Davey Grant outlands Chito Vera, but it's so obvious by the end
look
of
at
the
that.
fight.
He also, but that's just Cory Sandhagen's game, whether it works or not. He throws 443 strikes to Peter Yan's 252. He's he will outpace him. It's just whether he'll outdamage him. And that is going to be quite interesting. And that's what makes it the main event and why I can't fucking